Jordan Love has been so good here tonight. I think they would have full confidence in him if they felt like doing it.
Patrick Taylor's the back. Stays in to protect. Love is going to throw. No, he's just going to go down at the 30. And from there, it's a 48-yard field goal. The clock will continue to run. Chris Jones will get credit for it.
That's what you can't do.
The loss of 10.
That's what you can't do right there. Now, obviously, keeps the clock moving here, which is a positive. But, man, you have really changed this field goal.
This was the side that the rookie Carlson struggled in warm-ups to make them. Take every second off the clock, get it down to 113, 112. Timeout taken by LaFleur. And Love will leave. And the field goal unit will come on.
A few mistakes here and there, and boy, if this field goal is missed, you're giving Patrick Mahomes the ball around the 39-yard line and 1:14 to go. A lot of pressure on this kick.
So many years, 16 years, it was Mason Crosby, these money moments, the all-time leading scorer in Packers history. Anders Carlson, brother Daniel, is an all-pro for the Raiders. Anders followed in his footsteps at Auburn. And the rookie kicker from 48 to make the lead 8. Perfect.
Clutch.
Daniel and Anders Carlson's dad was an excellent tennis player, and the mental strength of a tennis player when it's just you out there, he passed on to his kids who are kickers, who are out there when those money moments happened. We've seen Daniel deliver, and now Anders doing the same. 27 points put up by Jordan Love in the Green Bay offense.
Jordan Love, we got to at least try to describe him, right? So you got Brett Favre, and
Yeah.
everybody knows Brett's personality.
Unique.
You got Aaron Rodgers, and everybody knows his personality.
Unique as well.
Unique, no question. And Jordan Love kind of just slides into this young offensive group, offensive line, receiver group, and he's just one of them, right? There's no difference at all when he comes in the room, and you kind of see the way that his teammates react. But make no mistake, they win this game. Significant.
Guy who had one FBS scholarship offer, went to Utah State. Put together a great game. It's an 8-point game, though, and Mahomes is getting the ball. This kick will be fair caught by Richie James, so they get it at the 25. They don't waste any time. There's a flag down back at the line of scrimmage. So let's see if someone left early, and will give 5 more yards to Green Bay.
So they'll just play add-on from there.
Yep. Flag was thrown at the top of the screen on the left side of the Green Bay kickoff formation.
Offside. Kicking team number 44. Because there was a valid fair catch, the ball will be dead at the 25-yard line where we administer the foul. 1st and 10, Kansas City.
Henry Pearson, who's called up off the practice squad at fullback. There you go. So it gives Mahomes a free 5. And here we go. MVP, first time in Lambeau. His dad grew up rooting for the Cowboys, but loved Favre. Thus, Mahomes' love for games here and what Favre did over the years. Chance to write his own magic moment in Lambeau. 70 yards, no timeouts. From the 30, Pacheco can't hang on.
Well, the Green Bay Packers have already established how you're going to have to beat them here. They are playing back 2 deep, 4 deep, whatever it takes. It is going to have to be Patrick Mahomes with no timeouts picking his way down the field, and nobody can do it better.
And everybody's thinking, where's Kelsey? From the 30, Kelsey blocks and releases. Mahomes escapes, takes off, getting to the sideline. Big hit at the line, inbounds at the 40. Jonathan Owens, and a flag is thrown. Let's see. Yep, flag is thrown with all the contact and all the bodies over there. Is that a clean hit? Is he on the white?
And it was the official that was all the way down the line that saw this.
He's in bounds. They always try to protect the quarterbacks here.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 34, 15 yards, automatic first down.
Terry?
Chris, this is absolutely not a foul. The competition committee 2 years in a row has talked about points of emphasis, points of clarification. If he's trying to gain yardage, he's got to get himself out of bounds. He didn't. He's in bounds. This is not a personal foul. Should not have been called.
And Terry, the other part of it is right at the first down marker as well. So you are fighting for inches right there.
20 penalty yards take the Chiefs to the 45. 5 on the offside, 15 on that one. Rashee Rice double catches it, accelerates, gains 10 to the 35. Ball came out. Was he down? Corey Ballantyne is running back the other way for Green Bay. They're going to let this play go. There's a second flag behind the play for the fighting that was going on. Ballantyne's taking it all the way, and we got a mess to sort out here.
Pacheco threw a left hook on the back end of this play, but that's not the important part here.
It's down by contact question first. Is he down at the spot there at the 35 where this all began?
I tell you, he rolled over on the belly of one of the defenders that anything touched down.
No. Hand is underneath him, but there he's down. There he's down. So that's down by contact, I believe, at the 35. There.
But is the ball slipping out? If it's ruled as a fumble on the field, is that enough to overturn it? You may not change it to that, but overturning it is an issue too.
Again, we're in the last 2 minutes.
Why are we talking about it, Terry? What do you see?
I see his rear end clearly down, and the ball hasn't moved yet. I have him down by contact. If we have a 15-yard penalty, it's still going to be enforced, even though they reverse it. So we should go with Kansas City ball at this point.
And again, even though if that play is ruled down by contact and dead there, the melee afterwards, if it's a foul solely on Kansas City, it's a 15-yard penalty there. Here's Brent Allen.
The ruling of the field of not down by contact is under further review.
Right, so they call it on the field as not down by contact. Last two, then a turnover. They go look at it. Now here's the end of the play with Pacheco.
So there was a block on Pacheco that ended up taking him to the ground, and then it sort of went on from there. You'll see additional action as the ball was tossed around. Nixon with a block, back down to the ground for Pacheco. The beanbag thrown to show the spot of the fumble. And it was probably around here that the hook was thrown by Pacheco.
There again, you have the player down. Terry Walker's hand was underneath his bottom as he came down, but he rolled over. There was enough of the body of the ball carrier, in your opinion, that he could be ruled down by contact?
Agreed, yes.
Okay.
It looked like part of his rear end absolutely hit the ground with control.
Here at the end of the play, what was going on with Nixon and Pacheco, this is where the flag was thrown, and that was it right there. That was the pylon camera that picked that up as all the play was going the other way. You see Enoch Barre, the linebacker, 55, got Nixon out of the way, so he didn't retaliate and have a double foul. We still haven't heard mention of that flag that was thrown. So you got to review multiple parts of the play, and they're doing that.
And the other thing is
After
Pacheco's
reviewing
being
the play,
walked off.
The runner was down by contact at the 35-yard line. It would be first down at that point. However, there was a personal foul with disqualification. Offense number 10. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced. It will be first and 10 Kansas City from the 50-yard line. Number 10 is disqualified.
Some great explanation there from Brad Allen. Pacheco, the 110 yards on the night, is done because of that punch. And again, great job by our guys of picking it up here. He and Nixon fighting, getting up, and you see that punch there. That was as the folks are going by, and look at Bari getting in there with Nixon. So there we are, and let's make sure that the clock is right in this situation as well.
They just
down by
back to
contact.
50.
Yes, because I thought it was 40 after the touchdown score. You got to go back to where the contact down happened at the 35.
And just remember, no timeouts now for Kansas City.
From midfield, first and 10. Mahomes going to take the deep shot. Downfield, and Valdez-Scantling can't bring it in. And there's no flag there. And the Chiefs bench erupts. There are 10 players off the sideline gesturing for a flag, and there's none. Second down.
I'm not sure how this isn't a foul, but we'll take a look. It's got to be a foul. It's got to be a foul. Terry, any controversy at all?
Not at all. This is a foul. He's playing through the back.
Okay.
This is defensive pass interference.
Wow.
Play clock comes back up to 25. Game clock reset. Second and 10. Wild final 2 minutes at Lambeau. Mahomes throws it underneath. It's Edwards-Helaire. No timeouts. Gain of 8. Clock runs. Down to 30 seconds remaining in regulation.
It's third down, so you really can't spike it here.
Mahomes will go sideline. Valdez-Scantling hangs on, trying to get out of bounds. He's going to be ruled out of bounds. That's a forward progress situation there. They rule not out of bounds, and the clock stops with 19 seconds left. Huge call there.
You don't think he was being pulled backwards away from the line of scrimmage or from the point of that catch?
Matt LaFleur does it, and he was upset and on the field there. As Valdez-Scantling, that forward progress at that line there when contacted, stopped at 19 seconds from the 33-yard line. Mahomes from the middle to the end zone, incomplete. A lot of Packers there, almost got the pick. Valdez-Scantling trying to go make a play and erase what happened against the Eagles at Arrowhead a couple of weeks ago. 14 seconds left in regulation.
And 14 seconds is just about the maximum here, right? Of being able to complete a pass and get up and spike it. Almost has to be out.
Yeah, Valdez-Scantling is slow walking to the sideline. There was confusion about bringing in a player. Tony finally came in off the sideline late. Play clock running down.
You're also taking your tallest guy off the field other than Kelsey.
Second and 10 timeout taken by Matt LaFleur. So he let Kansas City get all their crazy moments sorted out and then takes the timeout to get his guys aligned properly. And it might give Valdez-Scantling a chance to get back on the field.
Green Bay, it will be 30 seconds.
I mean, the moment of the game, though, is this pass interference that wasn't called. I mean, that you just can't be any more clear with pass interference than that. And Marquez Valdez-Scantling's had a few issues with end-of-game plays here this season. Had the chance against the Eagles, and now that one should have gone his way.
Timeout. 14 seconds left. Fans haven't left. They're all standing. They're playing jump. Treating this like we're in Madison at a Wisconsin game, jumping up and down.
I think you have to throw it in the end zone. I don't think there's time.
Yep. See what they do from the 33. Here is Mahomes going to climb the pocket, send it downfield, and incomplete. Almost getting rid of it as nothing was open. They're doing a good job on the back end. 8 seconds left, 3rd and 10.
Well, no doubt now, but you also, because it is 3rd down, you have 2 opportunities. So if you can do it quickly, right? Your 2 choices. You can scramble your quarterback around, and here comes MVS back in the game here again. So I think we're going to play jump ball, but if Mahomes gets the ball out of his hands quickly, he might get a second shot at this if they don't complete this one. But you can't take much time at all here.
The 33. Go to Valdez-Scantling. He'll just throw it over his head as he was covered there. So down to 5 seconds left. Maybe they were looking to get a few yards to get closer, but here comes 4th down.
I don't get that one at all. There it is, one play. Who knows, they might have some trick. It's the way it works with Andy Reid. He may try and double, triple reverse. Now we have 3 guys at the line of scrimmage and 8 back.
You need an Alabama miracle here. Mahomes going to buy the time, circle around, look, flip it up to the end zone. Kelsey down there, line of contact, incomplete, no flag. Packers win.
It looks like a foul from here. Now, I've got to see 100 replays of this.
Again, you rarely get a call down here late.
Just a lot of bodies fighting for the football at the end of it.
We've seen end-of-game Hail Marys look like that.
Yeah.
Right?
To me, there wasn't that one blatant push that you go absolutely a foul. I think that's just guys playing ball. I think that's the right no call.
A wild final couple of minutes, and Andy Reid, who started his NFL career here, and Patrick Mahomes, who played in Lambeau for the first time. And Travis Kelce and the Chiefs, they go back with a loss and fall to 8-4. One last look at the action at the end.
Terry, go ahead, take your shot.
It looked in real time, Chris, a 2-hand shove in the back, not playing the ball. I think if this is not a Hail Mary, it's absolutely pass interference. I get it. You let a lot more go. But it sure looks like there's a 2-hand shove right there. You see Kelce like moving forward.
And here's the real time. We'll watch Kelce as he went down to the end zone and runs into Jonathan Owens. And there you see the contact as he was getting down there trying to go up and get it. And Mahomes put it up for grabs. And there's the angle that shows maybe the most significant contact from Owens to Kelce. But
there was a push. You can't deny it. There was a push.
Well, the Green Bay Packers have won 4 of their last 5. They get to 500. They stay undefeated in December under Matt LaFleur at 16-0. Mahomes looking for that last piece of magic in a game that he's been looking forward to for a few years. Coming to Lambeau. Ball in the air, clock at 0. Who gets it, decides it. It hits the ground, incomplete. And the Chiefs still up in the AFC West by 2, but a game behind Miami, Baltimore, and maybe Jacksonville if they win tomorrow night. And these young Green Bay Packers, the youngest team in the NFL, knock off Travis Kelce and the champion Chiefs, improve to 6-6 as Love knocks off Mahomes. And the Chevrolet postgame show is up after these messages from your local